In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to make the best stretch 4 build in the game. There's tons of people that make different kind of stretch builds, and for me, I'm a very defensive minded player. So even if I do make a very offensive build, I need to make sure that build has defense. So we're not going to waste too many time. We're going to get straight into it. Now, you're trying to make a stretch 4 build. So what we're going to do, we're actually going to go minimum weight on this build. But then what you're going to do is, because we want you're going to be a stretch, so you want the best shooting stats possible, is we're going to lower your wingspan to 6'10". Now, the one thing you notice as well, as you change your wingspan, your strength changes. So the lower your wingspan, the higher your strength, which is so weird. But this will end up, being beneficial for this build. We're just gonna get into it. Now with the finishing, again, you're a stretch. We don't really want to, you're not really gonna spend time in the paint like that. Let's be completely honest. You're probably gonna be on a break. You're only gonna be in the paint on the fast break or the occasional cut if your guard tells you to cut. But if you're playing randoms, you're probably just gonna be spotting up. So we're just gonna go 70 drive and layup. So that way, you can still make some layups. You're not, completely missing them. Now, with the drive and dunk, it's completely down to you guys. When you see the finished version of this build, you can choose to leave it at 80 just so you can get the quick drops. But for me personally, I went up all the way up to an 86 because I just like having gold limitless takeoff. I think it's such a really good badge. Whether you're running a break, whether you want to drive and dunk, it's just, for me, I need that 86 drive and dunk personally. And then we're gonna go 70 because the 70 also gives you good dunk animations like the Ben Simmons. I think Ben Simmons, I'm not quite sure if it's 60 or 70, but you get good standing dunk animations with this. Now, this is where the build is really, really going to stand out, which is going to be the 3-point shooting. We're going to completely max this one out. So you're going to have a 93 3-point shot. And as you can see, as I'm changing this to your right, you can get Hall of Fame catch and shoot, which is going to be super, super helpful, especially with a double core takeover level 40 now. It's going to be really, really good. Also, with the mid range, we are going to put it up to an 83. Now, this is down to you. If you think you're good with 25 shooting, you can decrease that to try and put it into other areas. But with 83, you get 26 shooting badges. You also get Media Magician Hall of Fame. So if you want to sort of drive a little bit and fade, it's completely down to you on this build. With the playmaking, listen, you're a stretch. You're just there to spot up. You still want decent passing, but we're not gonna go crazy. It's almost like a center-ish type build in this sense, where you just want that gold break starter on the build. And the defense. Now, this is where the build is gonna surprise a lot of people, because now I told you guys, when I make builds, I like making two-way builds. Okay, I love the idea of being a two-way player. So with the interior, we're actually gonna go to 82 on this, right? 82 not only does it give you Workhorse and Hall of Fame, as you can see right here, it also gives you an extra defensive badge, which is always, always nice. With the perimeter defense, again, this is down to you. I am going to go to an 80. So this build is able to guard at the top, in the corner, whatever you want to, when the build to go. And you have really, really good interior. So even if it's, because you see the build name in a second. The build name is going to be called a stretch 4. So when these other players see that you're a stretch 4, what they assume is they assume your build is quite weak. Okay, so this build is going to surprise them a lot, right? So with the steal, we're going to go all the way up to 73. We're going to max that out. You're still going to get really good steal animations. I have builds with 70 plus steals with bronze interceptor, and you're going to be completely fine as long as your timing is good. With the block, we are going to go all the way up to a 87. 87 is also going to give you silver anchor. Again, this is going to surprise a lot of people because they're expecting you to be a pure stretch. They probably think you're not going to have any sort of defensive stats or whatever. So they're going to be surprised when they can't get buckets and like they're trying to drop step you or whatever, like you're stopping them. So they'll be surprised on this. And with the offensive rebound, you're going to go to 73. Now, this is more for a defensive badge point standard because realistically, you're going to be a stretch. You're going to be standing at the hash. The chances of you being on the offensive side is really, really, really low. So if you want to make a different version of this where you have no offensive rebound, you're more than welcome to. And then you can put a slightly higher defensive rebound. So we're going to go to a 82 with the defensive rebound. So that way, look, you still get really good animations and also you get box out beast on gold. So this is, in my opinion, a really, really good stretch build because you have very good defense and your shooting is insane, and you still have decent dunking, okay? So the whole purpose of being a stretch is to space the floor, shoot limitless range, Agent 3 gold, whatever you want, you have it. Now, with the physicals, a lot of people, when it comes to these builds, and I'm always saying it, they always miss out on physicals. They think physicals isn't important. Your physical is so important on this game. We're going to have an 80 speed on this build. So the 80 speed is going to allow you to get up and down the court very, very easily. So you can run to your spot up and shoot. Also with the strength, again, remember I told you earlier about the low wingspan and a high strength sort of metric system. We're going to use that to advantage. We're actually going to go all the way up to an 82 on the strength. 82 also gives you silver bully, okay? Not that it matters anyway. The reason why we want the strength, again, because when people see that you're a stretch, I'm telling you, I've played this game a lot of times, right? Especially if you're running power forward, or sometimes the game might even put you at the 5, if you're playing rec solo, is these bigs assume you're just a weak build, okay? So what you don't want them to do is prove that point. They're going to try and back you down. They're going to try and drop step you. So you need to make sure you have some really good defense. And then with the vertical, we are going to go up to an 85. Yes, this build is going to be insane. Your vertical, if you guys don't know, is going to affect your rebounding, which, trust me, I've made builds of high vertical, and I can 100% confirm this. It's going to help you with rebound, and more importantly, it's also going to help you with your blocks. So if there's certain people that want to try and take, or let me try and bully a stretch for, you're going to quickly remind them that this is not the build to be messing about with. And of course, with the stamina, you can leave that at 90, but we're going to go up to a 92. So with the rest, look, when it comes to stuff like this, it's completely down to you. If you want to be a stretch, you never want to miss from the line. Realistically, you're barely going to go to the line anyway, so you can do this, or you can put the rest on your steel if you want. If you want to put on your interior, it's down to you at this point. But, for the sake of the build, we're just going to max out your free throw right here. Or if you want to, actually, we can just put that on your acceleration. So you're going to have really good acceleration, and your build's going to be able to get up and down the court, and you're going to be really good. So for me, this is a very, very good stretch 4 build to have. You have, again, the build, your physicals are great, you have great defense, and your shooting is going to be insane. And like I said, if you have that double core as well, you can choose to double core your shooting and then put the rest of your badge points, whether it's +4 if you're new to the game and you've done a rebirth, or +6 if you played the last 2 seasons. So you can put your +6 or your +4 in your defense, meaning you're either going to get a 31 defensive rebound, not rebound, but badge points, or you're going to have a 29, which either way, for a stretch build, that is really, really, really nice. And again, if you double core your shooting, you should be able to get all tier 3 badges on this build, which is going to be insane. That you're literally 6'10", just shooting lights out. But that will pretty much do it. With the takeover, look, you get really nice takeovers on this. You get the rim takeover, and also you get the lock takeover. Now, the lock takeover, if you're off ball, I would 100% highly recommend using enhanced jump shot contest, because that way it boosts your contest on every single jump shot that you're going to be contesting. And or you can you can go limitless range as your primary, and then you can go not that one, you can go that for your secondary. Or if you want to be in the paint and you want to paint intimidation, I really like the paint intimidation badge, so it's completely down to you. But anyways, that will pretty much do it. That will be the build for now. The name of the build, again, once you see the name of the build, this is where people are like, oh, I'm playing against. I had a friend that made his version, and his version is actually called a 2-way stretch 4 because he had a high interior on his version of the build. But there you have it. This is a stretch 4 build. It is insane. So if you're thinking of making a new build and you want to space the floor, you want to have good defense, you want to help out, this is the build for you to make. But anyways, that'll pretty much do it. If you guys want me to go into the badge setup, again, I don't like going to the badge settings because it's just going to drag out the video for too long. But that'll pretty much do it. Hope you enjoy that, and yeah, I'll catch you in the next one.